Good morning everyone. How are we this morning? In our new time slot of Thursday morning, and I am just getting myself all hooked up so I can see your comments when I start to create our card. So this morning we're going to be making a pretty fully loaded card. It's got quite a bit going on with it, so it'll be this card here that we're making. I haven't quite got all the stuff, so we're just gonna I think there was only one or two things I didn't have, so I'm gonna switch them out with something different. I can show you that. The retiring list is out now, and I haven't even had a chance to go and have a look at what is on the list. So, and there is a big sale going on, up to 60% off of, and they're clearing out, and so I'm yet to go and check it out. I had to prep for our card this morning, which has pretty well taken me since school drop off to get organized. Let me just check to make sure my iPad is going. Good morning. Here we go. It'll probably just be stuck for me a little bit like it normally is. I need to find, it'd be good if there was another way I could do this, but unfortunately there's not. Oh, that's a really good look at me too. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Just sorting myself out here. It always seems to take a little while to do this till it hits the play button. Nope. I'm sure it'll catch up. I'm sure it'll catch up very soon. Okay, so the card that we are making is going to be, I've made two, well, I've actually made three of them so far. So this is the one that I made first, and I'm hoping that's around the right way for you. I think it is. I'll just keep checking my iPad at the same time. Up now I'm going. Yay! Turn my volume down so I don't hear myself. Okay, fantastic. So, and this is the second card that I made. So there's a slight difference. I've used just a little bit of different material behind going on there. And so let us get stuck into it. Oh, before I do, for demonstrators, we can, and I haven't even done this yet. I've really got to get on the ball. As soon as we're finished here, I'm rushing off to place my orders. So we've got the Occasions Catalogue. Woo! Check it out if you haven't seen the cover yet. And also the Celebration Catalogue as well. Now, customers, sorry, you can't look in these until January the 4th. But if you do want to have a sneak peek inside of them and you want to order from them now, you can come and join my team. So if you're interested in doing that, have a little, just private message me and we'll have a little chat. I think we should just get started in this card because it's pretty big and there's a big list. It's not a hard card, and but there's a lot going on with it, so it's easy. Okay, let's swing us around and flip up and flip my camera. There we go. Whoop, I'm lifting my whole base here. Okay, now I might just see if I can zoom in a wee bit so that you're not seeing all of my stuff. There we go. That's what we're making. If you're just tuning in right now, get you all into position so you're not feeling ill. Right, okay. So the supplies list for this, there's a lot of cardstock supplies going on, but there's not a lot of other stuff going on. Now I've got my, let me just put my little light on here because I've closed my blinds. Good morning, Carla. I've got my, see there's a bit of shadow going on there. I wonder, just hang on, bear with me. I'm just going to open my blinds here in the background. I don't think that made much difference at all. Okay, so tools wise, what you'll need is obviously your big shot, because there's a lot of big shot work. You'll need the Star of Light stamp set, and also the Starlight Thinlits. Let me get them out of the way. The Starlight Thinlits, which is these ones here. Okay, you will need some Versamark ink pad and some gold, or I've made another one I'll show you a bit later. So whatever you're using for your stuff, for your embossing powder, whether it's gold or silver or even copper, would be quite nice, although we don't have any copper sparkly paper. So gold embossing powder, a black ink pad, and I think that's pretty well all I needed for supplies wise. There's no coloured ink pads or anything like that. Cardstock wise, we will be using thick Whisper White as our base, which is, now I've cut this to 10. Okay, and the reason why it's 10 centimeters across is 10 by 26. Okay, so the finished card will be 10 by 13. Now the reason I've done this is so that you can actually get more out of, because the next layer is your specialty embossed card. So this will allow you to get, if you cut it to 10, you'll be able to get 6 pieces of this per sheet. So if you're making a few of these cards, you'll be able to utilize a bit more cardstock, rather than otherwise you'll only get 4 out of your cardstock. Okay, so that comes next. Then we've got some designer series paper, and this one is from, I'm not going to remember the name of it, the set that someone helped me out. It's from the cookie cutter set, and it's really gone. Somebody will know, and somebody can jump in and put it in the comment section for me. So you'll need a piece of that. Now I haven't got it as wide as the one in my original card, and that's because I didn't want to waste my card. I wanted to use it up anyway. Okay, you will need some, and that's the original size in my card was 8 centimeters by 12, but this is like 7.3 centimeters or something. Okay, then we've got a piece of gold glimmer paper, which is 9 by 10. So we've got a piece of that. A piece of Whisper White, which is 8.5 by 10. Candy Cane Lane, that's what that one's called. Thank you, Kerry. See, I knew someone would know it than me. Okay, then we also need some gold foil. So you'll cut out the solid star from the gold foil. You'll also require extra Whisper White cardstock, so you can cut out the lacy star, and also some extra red cardstock, so that, whoop, she's flying, so that you can cut out your or whatever color that you happen to be using. I'll show you an alternative color after. So you'll need one of them. You'll need extra piece of Whisper White for your sentiment. 2 strips of red cardstock, and I've just guessed the size, half a centimeter. That's not half a centimeter, that one is probably, but just guess them. And you will also need to stamp and emboss one of those, it's the medium-sized star, I think. So emboss him and cut him out, and you will need 2 little glimmery stars. I think I'm in the right camera space, and also a foil star. Okay, and that's the smallest, so that's the medium size cut out, and these ones are the small ones. Okay, so that's everything that we are needing for our card. Now, it's not a hard card, it's just a lot going on in it. There's actually very little supplies, so it is pretty good for basics, just a lot of cardstock. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do, and I'm just going to pretend to do this because there's a bit of embossing involved in this card. Okay, so we're just going to imagine, I'm just going to do this in black, but you're going to take your lacy star, I don't know what else to call it, and ink it up, and on your Whisper White card, we'll just, it won't be a very good copy, and this will just be going in the bin afterwards. So in Versamark, so pretend this is Versamark, so you're going to stamp it in the center of your Whisper White, hopefully straight. Hi Tina. Okay, so we're stamping in Versamark and we're embossing in gold, okay, even though it's black, but just pretend. because I've done a lot of preparation beforehand, so you guys don't have to sit through all the embossing and big shotting and all that sort of stuff. So that's what you will end up with. Then what you'll need to do, so that's all lovely and gold. Then what you will do is come along and using your star framelit is go and cut that out, okay? And you're going to use both of these pieces. So cut that out. Oh, now I'm not going to be able to get my framelits back together again. Here we go. I need to invest in a whole heap of magnetic sheeting and do all of my framelits. Okay, so we've cut that out, and this is what you've ended up with. Okay, then taking the stamp that looks like, whoops, get out of there, this one here. Okay, that one there. What you're going to do is, using Versamark, we're going to stamp one up in here, and we're going to stamp one up in there in Versamark. Okay, and you're going to gold emboss that as well. And then you end up with something that looks like that. Ta-da! So all my TV magic going on here. Okay, so that piece is finished. Okay, and then that's pretty much all the preparation that you have to do. I mean, you need to emboss this piece here, and because you've got that left over. So that one's already done. So you've got that, and you've done them. So that's all the embossing that you need to do. And there's just a little bit of big shot work, and you're done. So it's assembly time. So that doesn't take, you know what, the longest part of this whole card was getting this thing out of the framelit. It just didn't want to come out. Okay, so it's assembly time. So we're just going to fold our card base in half. And the first layer that goes down is our specialty embossed paper. Now you can have whatever side you want. I might use the popped out bit. Everyone's very quiet today. Okay, so we're just going to adhere that down. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't trim it to, I didn't trim this piece down. This must have been from when I was, or is it? Oh no, it is. It is. So there we go. So that's done. Now the next part is prepping our little bit of designer series paper, our Candy Lane cane. And I'm going to stick my two little pieces of red cardstock. So because I've cut them different sizes, I'm just going to pop the bold one down the bottom just to give it a bit of base. So if you happen to cut them not the same, because I just guessed them, then always put the heavier one down the bottom. Okay, and then it is gorgeous, this paper. I don't normally go back for seconds of paper, but I did go back for seconds on this one, and also the Presents and Pine Cone. I went back for another pack of them. Okay, whoops, that's a bit wonky, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to snip those little ends off. Alright, and then hello if you're just joining, we are making a fully loaded Christmas card. Okay, so the next step is just to, you know what, I thought I put them in the bin. Must have stuck to my finger. Okay, so this piece here is going to go down straight and towards the left. Gee, I didn't fold my card very well. Okay, so that piece goes down there. The next piece is our gold glimmer paper, and this is going to go down on an angle. Oops. be going too fast for my snail. Okay, so that one's going to go down on an angle. And then we're going to take our piece of white, and this is just going to go down straight. I hope I'm in the right section. Now I'm going to put a fair bit of tape around this because I don't want it popping up. So I will also use the two-way glue pen just to pop that all around. Because what I find is the adhesive actually struggles a little bit on the glimmer paper. Okay, so that one goes down like that. Is everyone concentrating very hard today, are they? Everyone's very quiet. Okay, the next piece is our lacy star, and I'm going to use you can use Tombow or the fine tip glue pen, but I'm just finding that I really still like the two-way glue pen, and I'm going to be awfully sad when I don't have it anymore, when it's run out. Now, put lots of glue on. Because of the glitter, it will have a little bit of trouble sticking, not a huge amount, and get it down quick too. So we're going to pop that right in there, and this will take a moment to hold. Now yesterday at Lincoln Learn, I thought I'm going to be clever, and I put my block down on top to hold it, and I didn't realize that the block had ink on it, and I was left with big inky smudges all over my card. So if you're going to do that, make sure that it's clean before you. I just like to do that just to give it a little bit of hold so that I can move on to something else. Okay, so that next something else is the little red piece, because there's so much layering going on. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so pop your two-way glue pen or whatever adhesive you fancy on that. Assuming I haven't stuck it to the paper. Okay, and because I've only popped the adhesive in the center of here, I can actually lift that up and pop it underneath, like just slip it underneath that one there. Okay, so next on our list of things to do is to grab your little embossed star, and we're going to put a little bit of dimensional on the back of that. So you probably just need a small piece. And that's going to go in the center of your lacy star. Okay, like that. Next, so it's not difficult, there's just lots of layering going on. Next is and you can use whatever adhesive you like for this as well. I just find this easy, like you can use snail for this. Okay, you want to offset your embossed star onto your gold. So you've just got a little bit showing, so come down diagonal and across, like that. And then that will go onto our card with some dimensionals. That's probably a little bit excessive. And I can pick it up. So this piece here is just going to go down the bottom corner. Now, because my card is a little bit smaller than what it normally is, I'm finding that it's okay if it hangs over the edge because it'll still fit into your envelope because the card is a little bit smaller in width than normal. That's okay to hang over the edge. It's a stunning card. When I saw it on the cover, I thought I am going to have to recreate it, but it's not until you really start looking into it that you realize how much is going on. Like, you can't see from the cover that you've got this specialty paper going on unless you pull out the magnifying glass and really have a look at it. Okay, next, our only color, which isn't really a color, it's black, so that's the only ink pad you need. I suppose you could do it in red or gold if you wanted to. I'm just going to ink it up in black and stamp my Merry Christmas. Now, when you stamp it, you'll want to leave some room in front of the Merry so that you can stick a little star. Okay. Now, excuse me while I bring in my naughty trimmer. So I'm going to snip that so that it's really close to the Merry. And then bringing in another item that has retired, which I can't let go of. I'm just going to pop that into here, into that little slot there. I think you can, I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a tiny little groove there you can slip that into. And make our banner. Of course, you can just eyeball it and use your scissors. Okay, so we are going to stick a little gold star next to the Merry. Oops, if I can get hold of it. Okay, and what I'm going to use behind on the actual cover is gold sequins, but I'm lacking in that department. So I'm just going to grab a length of the gold twine because I still have plenty of that, and I'm just going to loop it around and see what sort of shape we can get going on. Might be a bit much, so just pop some adhesive down on the back of it, and then we're just going to start looping it around and seeing whatever shapes we can form. Because it's a small one, I don't want too big a loops. Oops, does get a bit sticky. Perhaps best if I hold it in my hand like that and just let it sort of take whatever form it wants to. Like, sometimes it'll twist around on itself. Have a check from the front, see what it was looking like. See, that looks pretty cool. I wonder if I can get that around. Okay, so we've got something like that going on, which is a bit messy from this side. Now, when we pop this on, because we've got a lot of height going on over this side, what I'm going to do is place my dimensionals over the top of this, which will also give it a little bit more like bonding. And then, when I'm looking for it, here it is, I'm going to pop just snail or your fast fuse on this side so that when I attach it to my card, I've got my height on this side, but it's flat on this side, which will sort of balance it out when I'm sticking. Whoops, you know what? It helps if you take the backing off. Whoops. So there we go. Now I can line it up again. So we're going to stick that over the top. And we're almost done. We've got a little bit of white space going on up here, so we're going to pop another little star. Going to pop another little star up here just to fill in that white space. We've got a lot going on over here, but I think I did put a gold foil star up there in that top corner. like that, and you are done. Whoops, not quite. All right, now we're done. Stay on there. So there is your card. Now, I wouldn't probably go making 100 of them, but you could quite easily make a handful. I know, it's sitting there on the front cover, and I was just like, wow, I love it. So on the front cover, you know, they've got some, I think it's some red metallic thread in the background there as well, which I don't have. So, but there's a lot going on, and it took like every time I started to make it, it was like, oh, wait a minute, they've used this, and wait a minute, they've done that. And so it's just all those little bits of extras on there that you don't realize. So I would, if I was going to make them, I would make a couple. Actually, this is the 4th one that I've made now, and I would get them all set up, get all my stuff done, because once you've done all your embossing, which you can do mass produced, you know, the assembly of it isn't that particularly hard. So you could spend an afternoon, you know, I wouldn't go making hundreds of them, but you could make a full page of 6 or something, or 12 of them if you wanted to. So the other colour, we made this last week at Lincoln Learn, and the girls there really liked it, and they said, can we make it again but in different colours? So we also made one in silver and Island Indigo is what it was. So, and of course I didn't have any Christmas paper that was Island Indigo, so that's just from the Designer Series big stamp pad. And some of them got dots and some of us got stripes. I've changed the back one here from the stars to the stripy one, but you could use any of I mean, there's a couple in that specialty pack that you could use for the background. And we've just used silver instead. So I think that one's come up really nicely, and just the silver ribbon instead of the thread or something, you know, you just find what you've got on hand that matches. So there's the 2 cards, and I think they look, I really like them both. I sort of like, because now I've got so many red ones as well, but the silver one is really very pretty as well. So they'll be going to special family members, I think. You know, sometimes you want to give something just a little bit more special, so that's definitely ticks the box on the specialty. Right, I just want to see how long we'll be going for. Half an hour. Oops, my iPad just flicked itself off. So I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know why my iPad just died, and it won't switch back on now. That's handy. She's kaput. Oh no, now it's come back on. Anyway, I'm going to stand up so I can see any comments, because I am going to head off now, and I hope you enjoyed making that. I hope you have a go at it, because it's really not a tricky card to make. It's just got a lot of layers going on, and now that you can see them step by step, it's not hard at all, and it doesn't use a whole lot of cardstock either, really. So, except maybe your glimmer shimmer paper, but if you cut it to the sizes that I've got, you can actually make the most out of your gold foil, your gold shimmer, your specialty paper. So utilise that, make your cards to fit so that you can utilise the cardstock and get more out of your packs. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. So we will be, I've finished Lincoln Learn now, so I've got to actually come up with some creations a bit ahead in time now. So, but we will continue on with our Thursday time slot, and hopefully that suits other people. And we shall see you next week. So thank you for joining me. Go and check out the websites, because those closeout sales, I'm going to check them out right now, and I'm going to go and do a blog post because I haven't done that either. So I'm going to go and check everything out, and I'm going to place my orders for the Occasions Catalogue, and so then I've got things to show you next week maybe. Okay, thanks for tuning in. See you later.